what is the process of outsourcing? What are the steps that anybody can go through when they are thinking of outsourcing?
Yeah. So as a founder, CEO, here's the process that we've designed in our curriculum. And I think it's really important that you follow this order of operations. Step number one is mindset. You have to honestly understand why you're doing this at a molecular level, because you're going to need to defend this to stakeholders, investors, existing employees that might feel that their job's at risk. Customers are going to question you, prospects, vendors, and suppliers. So the first is understand why you're doing this. Are you doing this for greater profits or redeploying profits because you need to pay off debt or launch a new product, or you want to be more competitive with your pricing or better margins, whatever the reason is. Step number two is you then need to dive into benchmarking. So if I am going to do this, is it an additive effort, in meaning, am I adding capacity or people that don't exist in my company today? So supporting functions for my sellers, supporting functions for customer success, or am I considering replacing? Because I've benchmarked my social media manager in North America who cost me $70,000 a year, which makes no sense when I can do that for $12,000 offshore. So that's kind of step two. Now you have the why, you have the who. Now you need to move into the how. And this is where you start to first formulate an infrastructure plan. The infrastructure plan is important because you will now think through the people, process, and technology you will need to support your team offshore. So making sure that your employment agreements are set. You have standard operating procedures in place. You have virtual communication platforms ready to go. Those are just small examples. And then you move into talent acquisition, which is a sales process. In talent acquisition, there's two parts. You have to acquire the talent. You have to onboard the talent. So you need a strategy to attract recruiters and or as well the talent itself. People don't just from the Philippines or Bangladesh fly in the window magically. Like, I want to work for you. No. You have to build a business case that you are secure, you're safe, you're stable. You have to, we call it the 4 S's. You really need to be able to demonstrate we are an employer of choice. We've got something that's potentially long-term for you. So you have a recruitment strategy, and then you have an onboarding strategy that is not just transferring the knowledge of the tasks and skills of the role, but you're working on skills that I believe, this is my personal opinion, that teammates in the East, your offshore teammates, your outsourced teammates, could benefit from. Decision-making, autonomous decision-making, strategic thinking, improved communication, both verbally and written. These are soft skills that you can give your teammates above and beyond like the how you do the job that will enhance their experience, your collective experience together. So that's the journey I see. Now, from your perspective, you're bringing talent to the forefront to us in North America. How would you answer that question?
I think you covered pretty much everything. But in terms of the process of outsourcing from our side, what we think is, first thing first, how do we start reaching out to people, right? How do we start letting people know that now we exist? So one of the ways is definitely us enlisting ourselves on marketplaces, and then there are some other social media platforms that we usually go for. One is definitely LinkedIn. The other thing that has worked pretty well for some of the people that I have worked with is Facebook groups. So they can find really good lists through Facebook groups as well. So that's how we start. And then obviously we have to start communicating with the people that we want to work with. And then there are a few other ways, a few other things that we have to do to make sure that the entire thing goes very smoothly.